What's going on, guys? It's Matt Marinoff, Real Estate Recovery Group. My special guest today is Marc Stein from Links Real Estate, Residential, and EXP. Mark has been in the real estate industry for about 18 years now. And as far as I'm concerned, he's an influencer in any market that he's in based on what he's done with his development in real estate. He does obviously residential real estate. He's got a motto that he goes for, which is do good for others. I've personally been able to make it so he's closed over 1,000 transactions in real estate, which to me I think is pretty impressive. Most real estate agents, in my opinion, are posers. They make it seem like they're doing a tremendous amount of work, but if you can actually look them up and see what they're doing, they're pretty much, in my opinion, they're working off of their husband or their wives, and they're very fortunate to drive very nice vehicles and almost faking it and not really making it. So I like to bring people on here of interest, not only here in New Jersey, but all over the United States. Very fortunate to be close here with Mark in New Jersey, even though we are doing this as a live stream. I could do with anybody, but I'm trying to make my way through New Jersey through influencers and obviously in other states. So I asked Mark to come on here because I wanted to talk to him about the residential market and I wanted to talk about the commercial market. And I want people to get a little idea, insight, and do a little bit of a deep dive on who is Marc Stein. So without further ado, this is Marc Stein, and I appreciate you coming on. Mark, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself. What makes you tick?
I enjoy the art of the deal. I enjoy helping both buyers and sellers put a deal together, make sure they get what they want out of it. Making sure that buyers get the home for their families, sellers get the right amount of money they need in order to move on to their next stage in life. I like to make sure that everyone wins in the situation, so that they feel good about it, and everyone's happy, and everyone's friends at the end of the day.
Obviously, that's important because I think that as individuals working in any type of field, and it really doesn't matter whether it's real estate or anything else, I think that people need to figure out, what is their objective? What's their why? What makes them work? What makes them tick? What are you offering as far as a solution? It could be in any type of business, whether you work in a fast food restaurant and what it is that makes you the best and the greatest as far as having, being a manager of a team of people that work for you, and or real estate, or being a doctor, running a doctor's office, or running a big corporation. Problem is that there's a lot of people out there that are leaders, and the people that are leaders don't know how to be a leader, and they're uncertain on what the value is or the value proposition is making people pride of ownership. Now, perfect example, and I think Mark's going to agree with me on this. Although I have people that work for me, they don't work for me. They work with me. And when somebody feels that they have a sense of belonging, some type of ownership, obviously they're going to perform better. Their performance is going to be better. And you'll find, whereas I do as well, a lot of my coaching students, it's not about the money. It's about being able to figure out what it is that you can offer the general public as far as your message. What's your thoughts on it?
It's very simple. It's do what's right for the customer, and the rest will take care of itself. Whether it be right now, me being the team leader for Links Residential, I got to do what's right for my agents who work with me, right? To make sure they have what they need in terms of the tools and the knowledge and the help and the support that I give them, and then help them with their clients to do what's right for their customers, right? Whether it be buyers or sellers. So if I can service my agents who work with me on a daily basis to be more successful and to be more powerful and to have more knowledge than the next person, they can do that much more for our collective buyers and sellers that they work with. And that's really what it comes down to, because if you do what's right for the customer, everything else will take care of itself. And that's one thing you've been doing for years, is making sure that, all the short sales that you've been negotiating, is that everyone is treated right, and everyone's respected and everyone's deal goes through. And that's really what you need to make sure, whether it be a short sale, whether it be a regular deal, whether it be a commercial property, do what's right for them. It's not about the extra dollar or two you may make on the deal. It's about making them a lifelong customer. And I have families who I've sold multiple houses for over the last 10 years, probably 7, 8, 9 houses for family members, because once I did right by first family member, every other one used me as well, and they refer me. And that source of business is just huge. It's worth more than just making an extra dollar on a deal now. I get 10 times that in the amount of referrals I get from this family. So just doing what's right for them, doing good for others is really what it comes down to. And sometimes it's helping someone else out with a deal that maybe at the end of the day will come back to you in a different way that you don't even know.
So Mark, you obviously you run a very successful business. It's called Links Residential.
Yeah.
You're based out of New Jersey. What some people might not know about you, but you're also you're a real estate trainer, and you're also a coach,
Mm-hmm.
and you help other agents basically hit their peak potential as far as being real estate agents.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that.
So what it comes down to for a lot of agents that I coach and I train on, it comes down to loving yourself and loving what you do. Because if you love yourself and love what you do, you'll be able to do it at a higher level, right? So if you're a salesperson, you're like, oh, I'm going to get into real estate because I want to make money, but you don't love what you do, it's going to show, right? It's people are going to realize that you're not in it for the genuine reason of the fact that you love helping buyers and sellers, that you help people get into homes and families. So first, find yourself what you love, find that you love yourself and what you're doing every day, and you'll be able to get up every day and do what you need to do. The second part of that is once you decide that this is what you love and this is what you want to do, you need to cut out all the bullshit in the rest of your day in order to do this. I call it time blocking as a nice way, but it's really just getting rid of all the other excuses that people come up with. And 90% of realtors out there have excuses why they didn't do something. Like I'll give them tasks of, here are the 3 things you need to do prospecting tomorrow. And I'll call them at the end of the day, did you do these? Oh, I didn't do them. I'm like, why not? Well, I had to do this and I ended up doing there. I'm like, all right, forget it. Tomorrow, you're going to write down every 15 minutes what you're doing and you're going to email it to me at the end of the day. I don't care what you're doing. Do whatever you want tomorrow, but write down every 15 minutes what you're doing. And they do that. They take a log of their day and they realize they waste so much time on nonsense and on bullshit that if they were just able to time block an hour 3 different times a day, they would get that much more accomplished. And that's really what I train on is training people on how to organize their time, manage their time well, so that they can get the activities they need to do completed that day so that they can make money in the future.
So, Mark, you've sat on many boards, committees to help ensure the future success of real estate agents in the industry.
Yes.
Why do you do that? Do you get paid to do that?
I don't get paid to do that. I sit on 2 big boards. I sit on a couple small boards, but 2 big boards. I sit on the board of realtors here in Bergen County. I do that because I want to give back to the greater realtor community, making sure that our industry is pushing forward. This week, we're actually supposed to be in Washington, D.C. at the legislative conference with the National Association of Realtors, where we meet with legislators and we meet with congressmen and we meet with all these different people to make sure that home rights are protected, to make sure realtors are protected within their industry, making sure that the business continues forward and that technology is not going to come in and take over it, but it's going to come in and actually be a tool for realtors to do better on. And that brings me why I'm on the executive board of the New Jersey Multiple Listing Service. That is our technology. That is our core base. We all are competitors in this market, but the MLS makes us all coworkers, right? So we may all hang different flags on our front lawns that we put listings on, but at the end of the day, we all upload to a multiple listing service. We are all coworkers in that. What I have for sale, you may have a buyer and vice versa. And we need to all come together and work together in order to get more business done. And I feel it's important to make sure that those 2 organizations are run properly, run well, and that the general agents who just want to be agents and don't want to get involved their rights are protected. The process is good for them and easy so that they can do more business.